Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is about cloud computing and it's an educational video. So what we're gonna do today is something related to coding but not fully related to it. So let's jump into this right now. And let me present my screen, guys. So again, Azure for Beginners made by me, Saksham Garv. Before we start this video, like and subscribe. Also turn on the bell for notifications. So Azure for Beginners made by me, Saksham Garv. So Azure basically is a cloud platform, but then it's made by Microsoft. So you'll have three major cloud platforms, which is AWS, Azure, and GCP. And GCP, Google Cloud Service, is for being for Google. So what is Azure? In short, Azure is a cloud platform for products and services. The products and services are virtualized, are stored inside of a computer, so you don't need to actually maintain them or anything like that. You just need to keep them with you and give some regular updates, which the cloud provider will provide you, and storing it with you and doing extra stuff. So it helps people use let me get my pointer out. Well, in short, Azure helps the platform services for people. It helps people use the virtual cloud. What I mean by virtual cloud is you can use it. The reason why people use cloud is because it's really cheap. You can use it and you can also rent stuff when you need it. It's very flexible. You can buy things and order things as fast as you want. Instead of in the real world, you have to wait for like a lot of time, 3-4 days for your order. You don't need to do that. So why should we use Azure? It's a pretty easy thing. Azure is mostly used by people in enterprise or business to reduce cost. Same thing, renting. Renting is always cheaper than buying because when you rent, you only use it for some time. Once you're done with it, you don't need to use it. You don't get charged for it. Azure also has this another policy called pay as you go, which it's not like traditional billing where you have to pay monthly or pay on a time period. It's more like how much you use. If you use your virtual machine or resources for like an hour, you're gonna only be charged for an hour, not for the time you have downloaded it or kept it with you. So yeah. So again, it's an effective way and a better way than on-premises work. On-premises basically means like in the real world, I would say. So yeah, so what I'm saying by that is you don't need to do maintenance, nothing like that, nor do you have to do anything, nor do you have to buy. You just need to rent. Once you're done, you could just give back and you'll be billed the amount you should be. And virtualized, and it can be stored and virtualized instead of managing. It's the same point. How to use Microsoft Azure? You can use Microsoft Azure and its resources by visiting this website, portalazure.com, or you can download the app and use its resources. So I'm signed in, and I have the free trial for 30. I have signed in, so I'm not using the 30-day trial, and I'll show you how to use it. Azure Virtual Machine. The most common step for beginners, which I haven't told yet, is actually making a virtual machine because you can store your stuff inside. A virtual machine, I could say, is a laptop inside of a laptop. Or inside of my physical laptop, I have another laptop inside of that. So yeah, and I can use that laptop. To create the resources, I'll be showing you how to use it in the next slide. And the virtual machines from the regular Java. So machine, you just need to set it up, and yeah, it's pretty easy. Now it's live demo time, so I'm going to show you how to create this machine. It's really easy to create a virtual machine. I'm going to call it short form for VM. Create a VM from Portal, write networking disk and other details. Download the RDP. RDP means remote desktop control, or it's like a control thing for Windows. Use the IIS server and connect to your browser and install your virtual machine. So let me show you guys. So let's go to the home page. I'm already logged in and I'm going to show you how to make it. So first you go to your home page over here and you click virtual machines. Then just wait for it to load. Yeah, it's taking some time. And to create a new virtual machine, click the add plus button and click the virtual machine. Let it load. And you can either create a new resource group over here and name it, or create an old, or use the same resource group. I'm gonna use the same resource group because I'm just gonna, just for the sake of this lab, I'm gonna like test lab YouTube. Okay, and the region is West US. I could change if I want, but I'm gonna keep it West US. And this is like the operating system you can use. You can use Windows, you can use Ubuntu. It's the same thing as Linux, but I'm gonna use Windows. And this is like the size of your data, 8 gigabit by 8 GBs of data. So now you're just gonna log in. This is my username. And we're done. And now you can choose your inbound ports. And the ports are basically, I could say, connections to your virtual machine. So RDP is remote desktop control or something. So here HTTP is for the online, for URLs and etc. So whatever online stuff you're using contains HTTP or HTTPS. So now let's next go to disk. You can do standard disk or this disk, standard SSD, standard high definition or premium SSD. I have the premium one. So now let's go to networking. Your virtual network can be a VNet, a virtual network, or I can use this, but then I'm going to use a VNet. Subnet, you can filter your subnets, but just the sake of this lab, I'm not going to do that. And NIC network group, you can do it to advanced and configure your groups, but this is a lab. I'm making it basic for you guys. And public inbound ports, I reselected it in the last one in the basics, and it's HTTP and RDP. Now, load balancing, you can place a virtual machine in the backend pool with existing load balancing solution. This basically helps you balance your data. And now let's go to our management. You can do identities, auto shutdowns for helping your system, for updates, viruses, or site recoveries, basically recovering your sites. So I can do this, but I'm not gonna do it because this is a lab. You can do customization as per your ways, how you want them. Advanced, you can do this if you want to, but I'm not gonna do it because it's just a lab. Here, custom data, you can write whatever you want. So, hi, I could write that. So that data is gonna go in the virtual machine where people get to know about it. So the host basically is a group. I can write a group here or select a group, which I don't have right now. So the proximity, place group, and etc. are very advanced. And VM generation is basically, if I'm right, it's basically about the updated versions of the virtual machine, the advanced ones. Now here you want to keep a name. For name, you should write owner or anything like that. I can write this or anything like that. So I'm gonna write owner and I'm gonna write my name. I can write co-owner, or I'll say audience watching. I don't know, audience. I'm just gonna take a random name, watchers or something. So like that, you can just keep. If you have many people, you can keep a name and who is responsible for what. So again, I'm just gonna keep the name as co-owner and I'm gonna write no one, okay? And you're done. Now let's go to review and create. Yeah, so this is only RDP is all one lead recommended for testing. It's written. You want to change this in, go to Basic tab. Now we're gonna click on Create, and let's wait for a bit. Let's wait for submitting deployment. Let's just wait. It'll take some time for loading. So yeah, it's still loading. Deployment is in process. So let's wait for a bit, just because it's loading. So it's still loading. And yeah, let's wait for the full deployment. This is created. The server itself is created. The NSG or network security is also created. Network security group is created. The IP is also done. Let's wait for it to fully be done. Deployment still in process. And let's go to source. One, because our deployment's done. And apparently ours is not working, which is slightly unfortunate. Want to refresh your page and try again. It should work. So I had this error right now, so this should be fixed. Just refresh my page, RDP, because mostly Windows computers use it. SSH is for, I think, Linux, if I'm right. And enable to in-time access. So I'm doing this for lab purposes, so I don't want security right now. And Bastion is another way to do this. It's for very secure measures. Now you want to download the RDP file. The port number is 338. And now you want to click this download. And once it's downloaded, you want to click connect. Now it's going to go to configure remote session. And it's going to ask your credentials. So I'm going to mark choices, use a different account. I'm going to type in my password and my username. And yeah, so now we're inside. Now let's select yes. And let me configure my remote session here. It's going to take a time to load. And yeah, you can see this is done right here. So this is how you set up a virtual machine. Amazing, right? It's taking time to log in. I will show you how to set up a virtual machine. So it's still loading. It's slightly lagging. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my networks. And this is your server manager right here. You can do your settings, your local servers. Now let me look at my Internet Explorer, the old Internet Explorer. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna tell me to configure it and fix it, like give it access, restrict access to network, etc. And this is how virtual machine's made. It's pretty easy. Just need to customize some stuff and have an Azure subscription. And I'm gonna disconnect because I'm done. And yeah, pretty good, huh? So now let's go to a live demo. And let me present my screen. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video made by me, Saksham Garv. Thank you.